Jim Hill sponsors Joshua versus Molina on Sky Sports Box Office.
CASSIUS IFL TV in association with Macklin Jim Marbale at the Victoria Warehouse here in Manchester. With me, you're the king of Manchester, really, isn't it, Steve Wood?
I'm certainly the busiest in Manchester on the boxing side, anyway, yeah.
Absolutely. Obviously, wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Josh Warrington situation. Bit of a shock when we heard that he parted ways with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. We've heard Eddie's side of things, of why things went on. Steve, what's happened from your side?
Yeah, I actually put something out yesterday on the VIP TV's one, and really and truthfully, you know, I met with Eddie, and it was just a question where we had to part ways, and we shook hands and went our own ways, and Eddie fully understood why we had to move on, and it was the best for Josh Warrington, and as his manager, that's what I've got to do. But you know, since we left and shook hands, he has done that interview with himself and said it was because like Josh didn't see doing the big fights, which is untrue really, because you know, we was quite happy to fight Lee Selby, and I'd verbally agreed to do it with Eddie, but we never got the offer in writing which we had verbally, and Josh was with me there. You know, we had this pop saying he wasn't at some meetings, but he was at that meeting. He'd been at other meetings, but you know, we were happy to take the Selby fight, but it never come to us, so you know, that's why. And he mentioned Scott Quigley as well. We never asked about Scott Quigg, but that's another fight that we would have took. So it's not really all one-way traffic, what was said on the interview with you and Eddie, yeah.
So obviously the last sort of 2 years, Josh's profile has risen quite, say, dramatically, quite well. He's had all this exposure, these fights, the sellout arenas. On that side of it, Steve, you must be quite disappointed that what sort of has built him over the last 2 years isn't going to continue in that way with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. A little bit.
Well, he'll continue, and hopefully it'll continue better for him. I mean, I don't know why, but you know, Eddie owed Josh a couple of fights, and we weren't getting the fights. You know, it was okay when he was in Leeds, and like you say, we're getting big crowds, and you know, he's getting rid of some kids on the undercards. But you know, for us, you know, Josh was old fights, and they weren't at Leeds. He should have been putting him on somewhere else, but you know, he didn't do. You know, so Josh didn't get his contracted fights that he should have done. You know, like he mentions loyalty on Josh's side, but it's a two-way thing. You know, he was signing the American guy Ortez and Katie Taylor, who's had nothing to do with him. Josh has been with him 3 years, and he weren't getting the fights. But we're sat back watching kids who'd never been with him getting fights, exposure, and obviously well paid as well, and we weren't getting anything.
There's talk and rumours of Josh possibly going over to Frank Warren and BT Sport and BoxNation. Can you comment on that? Or
well, all I will say is that everybody will know within 48 hours who's Josh's new promoter is. But you know, part of the deal is that he will be in big fights. He will be fighting at Ellen Road, and he will be fighting for world titles.
Okay, well, we should wait for that news in the next 48 hours.
Yeah.
You got anything else you want to add, Steve?
No, I'm comfortable with it. I mean, all I would just say, you know, Eddie has done a good job with Josh up to where we are, but, you know, things have to move on, and we're grateful for what he's done now, but we're just going to get on with building Josh's career.
Steve Wood, thank you very much on IFL TV.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.